What's up, everybody? It's your boy Juice back at it again, and today we're going to have a Q&A video where we discuss a bunch of questions I had asked you guys to leave in another video a couple weeks back. So there's not going to be any Pokemon opening today. However, if you missed out on the 4 heavy Skyridge packs and the Elite Trainer boxes that we opened up yesterday, we have 2 videos. One was a live stream that I optimized for a video. They're going to be at the top of the description below. Make sure you check those out if you really don't want to hear questions. It's okay, I get it. A lot of you are just here for the Pokemon content, but if you want to get to know me a little bit more and Duluth and Andrew, stick around. We're going to answer some questions. So let's get into it. Okay, so these questions are going to be kind of in mixed order, but I'll try to save. I'll just try to answer questions. It's not going to be a rapid Q&A. It's just going to be boom, boom, boom. Well, slower boom, boom, booms, because boom, boom, boom would be rapid. Anyway, the first question is, what was your biggest Pokemon purchase? So my biggest Pokemon purchase of myself, for myself, was probably when Duluth and I split the heavy packs that we opened up not too long ago. We opened up 14 heavy packs, I believe. And that was a very big Pokemon purchase because they were base set heavy packs. That's just a single purchase at once. Obviously, I got a $1,000 mystery box myself, which was obviously $1,000. But those are probably some of the bigger Pokemon purchases that I've had. Obviously, you guys seen us open up a ton of items on the channel. Again, a friendly reminder, the channel is not just made up for me. I guess I'm the face of the channel, but I have 2 amazing partners that help me out, business partners that are Andrew, which obviously they're not here, but Andrew is in majority of the videos. He helps with a lot of the product. He gets a lot of the product. And then Dude Luck, you guys hear him in the background sometimes. He's like a little comedian. He's an awesome dude. Both are fantastic friends. They both help with the channel. They get me products to open. I don't keep a majority of the products. It's their products. They're just huge into collecting. They want to be a part of it. If you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, there is going to be a link below. But Andrew's a big active member in the Discord. He helped me start that. He manages that. There's a lot of trading and Pokemon talk going on there. And then Luck and I have known each other for 20 plus years, so he's one of my best friends. He's a fantastic guy, and this channel will not be where it is today without them. I've never hid that before. Anytime anyone asks, I always give them a shout out. That's why when you see videos, I always tell you to either go follow Andrew or Duluth on Instagram, because they're freaking amazing people. So yeah, thank you guys, and thank you for being part of Lootbox, and yeah, I appreciate it. This one's next. Has anyone ever told you that you look or that you sound like Seth Rogen? That has been going on for quite some time now. I guess I do. It's kind of funny. I don't see it or hear it. I get the question, are you related to Kevin Owens, the wrestler? Apparently I look like Kevin Owens a little bit. But yeah, apparently I sound like Seth Rogen. All right, so here's a good one, and I get asked this question all the time. This person states, I'm about to start collecting again. What series or pack or even go for a booster box or training box? And so I think what they're asking is, I'm about to start collecting again. What series or pack or even go for a booster box or training box? So I think what they're asking is, what series or pack should they start with? So if you're trying to get back into collecting and you're looking at strictly non-vintage stuff but getting back into modern, I think obviously the Hidden Fates is a good place to go, but Unbroken Bonds has a lot of value there. You got to remember it from a collecting standpoint. If you're looking to sit on these products, probably go more down the vintage path. But if you're looking to collect and get newer cards and potentially flip a little bit every now and then, Unbroken Bonds has a lot of playable cards right now, like Denene, the Charizard. There's a lot of pieces in there that you can still get a lot of high value for, like the GX Denene is going for like $20+, which is fantastic. I mean, you get plenty of those. So if you open up a booster box, you'll probably get maybe 1 or 2 of those, and that's like $40 out of a $100 booster box. So I would look at potentially doing that, or Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates is a good collector set. It's relatively new, obviously. It's very hard to get right now, clearly, but a lot of awesome, amazing cards in there. Unified Minds was okay. The only real valuable cards in there right now are the Mew and Mewtwo. Those really just hold its value. If you're just collecting to collect, there's a lot of cute little artwork like with Slowpoke and Psyduck. I personally love that. And some of the team up stuff, if you're looking to collect, I mean, they got some cards in there. But yeah, I don't know why my allergies are all messed up today. Sorry, everybody. But that's where I would start. But if you're looking to go with a more vintage feel, I would definitely start with going with try to find unweighed packs. I know it's going to be very difficult, but I would try to buy singles. So I go to my local card shop. Obviously, you guys seen our PSA return video. A lot of those were singles. I get it. They didn't grade all the best, but some of them did that we did not pull pack fresh, that we did get from a card shop. But if you're not looking to get graded and you're just looking for the cards, go to your local card shop, find the singles, because it's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper going down that path for vintage cards than it would be trying to collect them from packs like we're trying to do. We're just doing it, one, from the entertainment factor, to just the experience and the nostalgia of growing up. I mean, who doesn't love cracking open packs? All right, so this next question is great. I think I know who this person is just by the name. But they asked, what is your favorite game store? And I am going to just say Wasteland Gaming. That's where I go right now. I'll probably have a link to some of their singles that you guys can check out here pretty soon in upcoming videos. But I love going there. I'm probably going to go there today after this is live. I got a lot of bulk and stuff to trade in, but they're great. I love that store. You got to find yourself a local card shop that doesn't take advantage of you, and it's open and transparent with you. Obviously, card shops have to make money. You got to understand there's a lot of card shops that close down. There's a lot of card shops that stay in business, but the card shops that stay in business clearly have to make money. So you got to go in there with, one, knowing what you're talking about, and two, understanding the fact that you might pay a premium on some things and other things you might not. But then again, that person has to, that's all they have. So they got to try to make that money. Also, you can find another card shop that's very active in what you're collecting. I know some of you that are watching these videos, obviously you guys love Pokemon, but some of you probably collect more Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic over Pokemon. You just love Pokemon, or vice versa. The card shop I go to is big into Magic and Pokemon. They're not big into Yu-Gi-Oh! So you got to find a card shop that matches what you're collecting and what the market demands for that card shop. I found a Pokemon card shop. I love it. I would not go anywhere else. I do dabby in checking out a couple other spots, but I feel like we got screwed over at a couple other places. Not going to name names, but yeah. Wasteland Gaming, my favorite shop. All right, so this next question is a two-part question. It comes from our buddy Poco Loco out in Australia, but he asks, what was the original version for the future of the channel when you first started making it? When I first started making it, right, I was big into gaming. I was trying to help people set up their streams because I'm good with technology. And I made videos every now and then. Some popped off the way I wanted them to, others didn't. I've been there with everybody who's trying to grow a YouTube channel. I've had, less than 200 subscribers for about a year and a half. When I started making my videos, I did whatever I could to get traffic to my website or to my YouTube channel. I did YouTube advertising, which cost me a pretty penny, but it got a lot of views, but a lot of people leaving comments like, why is this an ad, and stuff like that. And to be real with you, I was just trying to create a connection, trying to get my videos in front of the right people. I was doing SEO content, but the market that I was in at the time, like obviously the video game market, Fortnite, streaming, helping, whatever, Twitch, it's very saturated. So I was like, I had to go back to the drawing board. And then I was like, okay, I'm really good at SEO. That's actually what I do with my job, and I'll get to that later on. But what I was focusing on was, okay, I need to get traffic to my website, but I need to be in a niche market and something I enjoy, because I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. Then I switched over to Pokemon. I started cracking open packs about 2.5 months ago. And let me tell you, that changed my life. I absolutely love Pokemon. I collected it as a kid, but with my knowledge of SEO and marketing, I was able to go ahead and start doing these videos and sharing my content and really let my personality shine and connect with a lot of you. But also in the back end, making my videos, having my videos in the search engine available for you guys to view was my main goal. And I finally did that. So I switched it not too long ago. This is still relatively new to me. I'm a Gen 1 guy. I don't know all the Pokemon. But yeah, those are my first thoughts of my channel. I wanted to pretty much make it about streaming. Was the future, but now it's completely changed, and honestly I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm not going to dictate anything. I enjoy what I'm doing right now. I enjoy hanging out, talking with you, you all leaving comments, responding to your comments. Yeah, the Discord's great. I'm building a nice little community in there. I have people jump in, chat, and talk with me, play Fortnite with me, whatever it may be. So if you're still interested in the Discord, link's going to be below. The second question is, will you pack battle me one day? Are you scared? Let's go, bro. Let's go. As long as I don't have to ship anything to Australia. Oh, man. It took me forever to find international shipping, everybody. It's a pain in the butt for the States. I don't know why. It is what it is. Okay, so this one's a good one. It says, if I'm looking to make my first edition collection better, which booster pack should I buy? So it depends, right? I mean, you got to start. A lot of people ask that question, like, where should I start? Just start somewhere and complete that. You have to have a checklist, so complete that section. So if you're looking to collect vintage first edition packs or cards, you start with one, like Gen 1 or Gen 2. You start with a Neo set, you start with Fossil, whatever it may be, but start with a set from a particular generation, complete that set, and start going. The biggest problem is a lot of people just grab nits and pieces there, and they feel like they're not accomplishing anything. It's because you're not setting yourself up for success. So you have to take a look at everything and like, okay, if I'm going to start with Gen 1 and I don't want to do base set first, but the cheapest is say Fossil, then I'm going to get first edition Fossil packs and I'm going to collect every single one of either the pack arts, if that's what I'm looking for, or the holos out of Fossil first edition first before I move to any other set. But if I'm looking at that set and I come across anything else that's a good deal, then buy that up, but still maintain your main focus on one set at a time. So this question is actually a really good question. It's straight to the point. How long can you sustain in buying vintage packs? Well, Nick, you're absolutely right. How can we actually sustain purchasing all these vintage packs? Obviously, you just saw us open up 4 heavy Skyridge packs yesterday, which was absolutely insane. Video listed below in the description. But I want to make something clear. I never started opening up vintage packs for the views. I started opening up vintage packs because that's what we were collecting, and we're still collecting. There's a video that's coming up showing you of a big purchase that we had from the Pokemon, which is an amazing guy. I'll give him a huge shout out during that video. You guys don't know. But we're always looking for good deals. We're always looking for vintage product to buy because that's what we want to collect. How long can we sustain it? I mean, I really don't know. I don't think we're going to slow down by any means in the future. We got to be a little bit smart about it, to be real. Because I don't want to, we're still going to be collecting, but there's a lot of stuff that we don't open either, because I know a lot of you guys think we always open everything and we really don't. We just have to be a little bit smarter about it. Are you going to see me pump out everyday content of vintage content? No, I don't think I haven't done that. Now, anytime you guys get bonus content, it's going to be probably around other, the day prior and the day after are probably normal content, normal newer stuff. So we just have to be smart about it. We're not giving up on opening vintage packs. And as you can see, we just purchased 4 heavy Skyridge packs, which was a pretty penny. So yeah, we just have to be smarter about it. And we're not going to not show any more vintage packs. That's not in the cards. We're going to continue to do that. It's going to be a little bit more as we grow. Because to be honest with you, I never thought that the channel, we're almost at 5,000 subscribers, which is insane. I get it. It's not the Lean Hearts of the World or the Unlisted Leaf or what have you, Real Breaking Nates. But we're growing quick. We're heavy focused on collecting what we want to collect. We're not too interested in the new stuff unless there's Charizards involved. But yeah, so you're going to see us open up vintage packs. We just have to be a little bit more organized. Now that we're getting bigger, you guys are demanding more content. You guys are demanding more active videos, more interaction. So I just have to make sure I continue to produce overall content, and the vintage stuff will continue to come. So that's the best way I can answer it. Sorry if it's long-winded or not, but it's a good question, right? I don't know, like, I think the guy just brought up a great question. I loved it. What was your most memorable pull from your childhood? My first pull was a first edition Shadowless Polyrap that I got from a pack at 7-Eleven. I used to go down there and get a Slim Jim and a Dr. Pepper. The packs were $4.99 at the time. I remember they had them on the counter because big Walmart retailers, they actually didn't get Pokemon cards in yet. It was at 7-Eleven for me right when they first came out. I bought a pack, first edition Shadowless. I wish I would have bought the rest, but the first pack I had, I remember it like yesterday. I walked upstairs, cracked that bad boy open, went through the cards, Charmin, and all of a sudden a holographic first edition Shadowless Polyrap. And guess what? I played with that card all the time. Had no idea they were going to be this collectible and worth this much. And yeah, it got scratched all the heck. And I threw it out, believe it or not, a long time ago. Very sad moment now that I think about it, but that was the number one moment in my childhood that I remember because it was the first holo I pulled. This question is actually really cool. You know, so what made you get back into Pokemon? The fact that you could make money, the thrill, or the addiction. So a little bit of everything, really. I actually, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I was doing something else with my YouTube channel, and then I came across Pokemon. I came across Pokemon on a whim. I remember it as a kid. I was looking to start an eBay business and looking to potentially get in the trading card area to flip items. But I started with Magic about 3 months ago before I switched to Pokemon, because I got into Magic and I just didn't know anything about Magic. It was very difficult to keep up. But I got a couple of Magic War of the Sparks boxes, was able to flip them for cards for the people that wanted them, whatnot. My goal was to get cards for people and not charge them an arm and a leg. Obviously, I made the money back on the value of the box, but like sometimes you sell someone a card, you go to, you know, a online retailer and pay like 4x what the card was, you're only paying 2x with me, right? If I could make a little bit, but you get the card you want, that brings back more business to me, and I kind of build a business around that. That's what I wanted to do. I personally try to get into Magic. I have a deck, red-blue deck, and I play every now and then, but it wasn't the thrill that I remember as a childhood, from my childhood where I was opening a Pokemon pack. So I decided to buy an Unbroken Mons box. I went through it, and I actually got one of these, a Reshiram Charizard GX. It was my first pull out of Unbroken Bonds, and I was hooked. I started collecting again ever since. Yes, I do sell some cards on the side. You can check my eBay account. It's at the top of my link, always in my banner, my channel banner links at the top. On my homepage, but I'll have it in the description below. But yeah, I mean, to get back into Pokemon was just on a whim. I wanted to collect, wanted to flip. It's a mixture of everything. I mean, Pokemon is so awesome. It brought back so many memories. It made me feel good. Like, I'm actually truly excited to open up Pokemon cards and talk about Pokemon cards, make videos. This is the first time I've ever felt like this in a long time, and I'm just happy about it. It puts a smile on my face, and I absolutely love it. So here's one about my gaming roots. They asked, what was your favorite old school game or games, and what kind of gamer was Juice? Old school. I'm a Zelda and Link guy, so I played every single Zelda games, all the Zelda games, all the way up to the Wii. I stopped playing at the Wii because I switched over to Xbox 360. At the time, yeah, Xbox 360 was just coming out, and I started playing Call of Duty and first-person shooters. Man, that took over my life. As I was getting to high school and college and stuff, I mean, that just came competitive, right? But old school gamer, all the Zelda games. Ocarina of Time was my all-time favorite game. I beat the Adventures of Link. The Wind Waker was dope. But there's a lot. Recently, I've become a good first-person shooter. So over the past like 10, 15 years, it's all about first-person shooters. God, I'm getting old. Ugh. Next one. Do you get excited opening up new packs compared to the old vintage packs? Answer is no. Nothing beats opening up vintage packs. The holos back in the day are worth so much. And the artwork is so much more beautiful. I mean, a Wizard of the Coast card pack, the foil, I'll be real with you, there's way too many. There's GXs, ultra rares, gold rares, shiny rares, whatever it be. The holos are pointless nowadays. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but to me, I just don't, it doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't. So this next question is great. How much do you guys spend on Pokemon, like relative to how much you earn? Don't give us exact numbers of how much you make, lol. So, like, I'll touch base a little bit on, like, how much we actually spend, and then what we do, right? I'm going to be vague. I'm not going to sit here and tell you exactly everything. But, you know, we have set budgets every month for Pokemon. Well, some of us do. It's just very hard to, like... We spend a lot of Pokemon cards. We really do. But over the period of time, I mean, we're not young bucks. And I know I have a lot of my audience. YouTube tells me my audience is anywhere from 19 to 24-year-olds that watch my content. So thank you. But there's a different mindset. I'm in my 30s now, like early 30s. Early. Okay. When I was that age, when I was your guys' age, I was in college. I didn't have... Edit that out. I didn't have 2 dimes to scrape together, as one of the sayings. Very poor. Going through a bunch of stuff. But I finished college, got my degree, got a good job, good career. And over the past 10 years, you know, you've been building up savings and earnings and all that. And you've been climbing through the ranks. When you hit my age, you'll see that, okay, as long as I get a good job and get in the path, like, the much we spend, yes, it is a lot on Pokemon cards, but we accumulate money and savings and so forth over the past couple of years. And when you're doing it with 3 people, it's a lot easier than what you think. So I don't want to sit here and say this and that, but I mean, you guys can look up and see how much 4 heavy Sky Ridge packs are, right? You guys can look and see how much these vintage packs are when we open it up. So you guys already know how much money we actually are spending. It's just, you got to do a good job at saving money, buying what you want to buy, and not go crazy with other things. I've seen so many people. I've seen individuals that I work with that take 4 or 5 trips a year and spend a ton of money. You got to remember, like, think of it as your parents take you to Disneyland. That's not a cheap trip. That's like thousands upon thousands of dollars. I don't have any kids. So instead of paying $5 or $5,000 for a trip every couple months, I'm going to put $5,000 into Pokemon. When you start thinking of it like that, other people my age with families and the trips and the cruises and the flights, everything else that they go on and what they do, I don't do any of that. I just put it into Pokemon. So take a step back and think, okay, logically, there's always an answer here. Where there's no inheritance. I've seen that. There's none of us here make millions upon millions of dollars. We all work hard for what we have. We work hard every day. I have a normal job where I put in a ton of work. Then I just come home and I make the decision to create Pokemon content and not watch TV. I don't have cable. I mean, so there's a lot of things that I sacrifice. That way I can put extra money into Pokemon. Sorry, the camera like stopped the recording time. So yeah, there you go. What is the most expensive or rarest Pokemon cards that you guys have pulled? I pulled on the channel base set Charizard, looks like a 10. I pulled Lane's first edition Charizard, looks like a 10. Those are probably, I pulled the shiny Charizard. Those cards are worth thousands upon thousands if they get PSA graded 10. So I would say those are the rarest cards that I pulled on the channel. So this is piggyback on some of the other conversations we had earlier in the video. What advice would you give on balancing work, life, and becoming a Pokemon card master? This is very difficult for a lot of people to do my age, just because they have families nowadays. But like I was referring to earlier, I don't have any cable. I come home from work. I don't watch TV. I'm constantly on YouTube, understanding the platform. I'm not spending money on other things. I do play I have a PC, Xbox One. I do play games on the side. I do date every now and then. But my primary focus right now is when I come home, it's Pokemon. I don't have to worry about anybody else. It is what it is. So yeah, I just decided to put money into Pokemon. You gotta want to make the time. If you don't make the time, it's not going to work out for you. So if you're married, like I was, I wouldn't have time then. Now that I'm not married, I have plenty of time because I dictate what I have. But I'm not saying, that's a good thing or a bad thing. What I'm saying is you have to talk with your partner if you are married and discussing, hey, I want to do this, but what's a reasonable amount of time? And then the time that you have to put 113,000% effort into it to actually make sure you're going, you're getting what you want done. Now, if for me, it's about recording content and getting content up there for you guys. But if you guys just want to collect, then you got to focus on, okay, you got to be organized. You got to take notes. You got to figure out where am I going to be? Like, what am I going to collect? How am I going to collect it? Where can I get that product from to collect that certain piece? I'll be writing notes, writing out plans, and going from there. Maybe your significant other can help you. I know a lot of times Pokemon is a great thing, but I know other people in the industry that their significant other hates the fact that they're in Pokemon. So it's really hard to balance that work life because of an individual. Now, if you don't have an individual and you're single like me, it's a lot easier. You just got to do it. Like plain and simple. Don't come home. Don't watch TV. Don't go out to eat. Don't do all this stuff. Order in, sit down, go over Pokemon. Because when I get home, right, I'm gone during the day. When I get home from, say, 6 o'clock to about 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm constantly doing Pokemon. Go to bed, wake up, do it all over again, right? It's a lot of dedication. There's a lot going on. It's very hard to do the balancing, but you just got to figure it out. And I know that's probably not the answer you're looking for, but no one else told me what to do. I just had to make choices and like, okay, I have to go through this and I have to do this way or it's never going to be done. This one is a very unique question. I'm happy someone asked it. What is your biggest pet peeve about collecting and trading Pokemon or just in general? My biggest pet peeve is when people try to underestimate the person that they're dealing with from a trading or collecting standpoint. So if I'm a shop owner or if I'm trying to trade somebody, going for that, like, oh, let's screw over this other person, that really irritates me because a lot of you, right, like I come across as this person that doesn't know Pokemon names, that probably doesn't know a lot about trading and whatnot, but it's actually false. I actually know my stuff. Sometimes I put on a little character for you guys to know I don't know all the names, but I joke around a lot and so forth, but that doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. So a lot of times, like for instance, if someone's dealing with me with a trade and they come out with me with this lopsided trade, that makes me a little angry, right? We're all here for the same thing. I get some people want to deal, but when you're trading or trying to collect Pokemon and you're purchasing items off of somebody, I really can't stand somebody that tries to take advantage of someone else in this type of industry. That's the biggest pet peeve of mine, and I will not stand for it. Not at all. All right, so the biggest question everybody's probably been wanting to know, what do I do for a living and what do the other guys do? The other guys, they work hard for what they do. They're all relatively in the same industry that I am in, but Andrew, he does a lot of operation stuff, but he works all the time. Duluth, he's in marketing, works all the time. I'm in marketing. I create strategies for businesses every single month, and I help build websites, work on social media platforms and so forth. So I know a lot about the back end of stuff when it comes to marketing and websites and so forth. That's what I do. It's my daily job. I'm 100% committed to that. I love my job. I love the people I work with. I do this as a hobby. Again, in the video, you realize that I don't have much of hobbies outside of Pokemon. So I really come home during the week and everybody sits down and watches their shows at night. I don't have shows. I work on Pokemon, open up Pokemon in the industry, watching YouTube videos. I probably watch more YouTube than the average person. I did have YouTube TV, but I was paying I think it's like $50 a month. I never watch it, so I canceled it. So I don't have cable. So yeah, it's all watching everybody's YouTube content, which is pretty cool. It's what I do. Do I sell? So this was a two-parter. Do you sell many of the cards you pull? Yeah, on my eBay account. I sell a lot of the cards that I know people would want right off the bat. And again, I try to either auction it off, and it always comes in cheaper for that person than what they would get at a card shop, or I put it at a buy now price of what I think is fair. I try not to take advantage of anybody. If you guys are subscribers or whatnot, and you guys reach out to me, I typically try to help you guys out by lowering the price, maybe free shipping, depending on what it is. But yeah, with other cards that I have, I trade them into my local card shop. I never get cash from them because, you know, you don't want to take cash from a card shop, right? You want to get store credit if you possibly can. One, you get more money if it's store credit, but two, it saves them too, because if you're taking cash from them, they got to make money, right? If you get store credit, I mean, I'm going to put it all back into Pokemon anyway. So I'm able to get like a lot of booster boxes, hidden paid stuff that you guys see all the time. I get because I trade a bunch of stuff in. But yeah, if you have a ton of bulk, I recommend doing a bunch of GX cards that you don't need anymore. Depends on how much you pull. It's always a good idea. But yeah, there we go. So there's a couple other quick questions on here that I'm not going to pop up, but just do rapid questions. How long have you been collecting for? I've been collecting for about 2.5 months now. All I collected before was Generation 1. I stopped because we couldn't afford it anymore. It was really rough growing up. But now I'm able to afford and go down that path. Next question. What's your favorite Pokemon? Cubone, baby. Cubone's one of my favorite Pokemon. No, I will tell you this. Gengar's coming around. I'm starting to like Gengar a lot. Next question. Do you regret spending so much money on Pokemon cards? Absolutely not. You know, that's what I choose to do. There's other people that go spend money in Vegas. There's other people that go spend money on trips, video games, whatever it may be. I just spend it on Pokemon cards. It's hard for me that people don't understand that. Like, I get it that those of you in your early 20s, because you haven't had the opportunity yet to go through those experiences, but other people my age should know why, you know, how much things are and how easy it is. If you focus on one, you can afford the other type of deal. Also, everybody always asks me, where do I buy boosters at? TCA Gaming, Z&G Emporium. We do some business on the Macari app, on eBay, but let me tell you, you got to be careful what you buy on those spots if you don't know who the seller is, because a lot of times they could be saying one thing and it's absolutely other. Have we gotten screwed before? Absolutely. But Dewey Luck and I got screwed out a couple $100. Is what it is. I know Andrew got screwed out a couple $100 on a graded card. It is what it is. We take those risks. We understand that. Yeah. And let's wrap it up. So my last question is, it's going to come from our guy Big Rich, and it's going to be like, which Pokemon has the best lore about it? And that's why I like Cubone. I think Cubone has the best lore. It's a really interesting tale, especially in the animated show. You just felt sorry for Cubone. You know, Team Rocket's taken over a particular area and lost its mother, and its mother's soul is in this tower. And I'm being very vague, so I can try to hurry this up. Cubone tries to go save its mother and becomes a pretty powerful little Pokemon when he realizes his mother's the ghost and whatnot. He wears the skull of his dead mother, and it's just really interesting lore and story. I highly recommend you guys watch the Origins. Go to Pokemon, I think it's PokemonTV.com or something along those lines. You can watch like every single Pokemon show online. Highly recommend you guys go check it out. Pokemon Origins, the story of Cubone, it's awesome. Really awesome. Well, that about does it. If I didn't use your screenshot or your question below, obviously you can see why. A lot of you asked the same exact questions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want me to do a second part, let me know and ask more questions and we'll go from there. But if I've already answered the question, or if I saw the questions were roughly the same, I'm sorry. Yeah, please forgive me. But as always, I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.